Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Stranger here and welcome to another YouTube music production video. And in today's video, we're going to be working on mid basses like this. And in today's video, we're going to be working with Serum. But before we get into that, I just want to say thanks to everyone that subscribed to my channel. We've hit over 1,000. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button. I'd really appreciate it. And also, if we can get the likes up to over 200 for this video, I'm going to give away the preset for free. So make sure you hit that like button. Now, bass growls are great when you want to add a little more character to your drum and bass track, especially when you have more of a sub or rolling bass. And we can create this sound with a number of different waveforms. The one that I'm going to choose today is under analog. It's called acid. However, I encourage you guys to try different waveforms to find what you like for your track. But we're going to choose acid here. And then I'm going to just dial the wavetable position. So we get a little more of those mids. The next step is to increase your unison mode to get that sound to sound really fat. So I like around 5, but I say anywhere 3 and up will work. Okay, we're getting close. Now, with the unison mode, you want to keep all the duplicates in the center. With Serum, it tends to spread the multipliers across the left and right. So you want to go under global, and where it says stereo width here, bring this all the way to 0. So that's for your first oscillator. If you had a second oscillator, you can also bring that one all to 0 as well. So that centers all the waveforms, so you get more of a fatter sound there. And then adjust the detune accordingly. I say around 0.25 sounds good. Now the next step is we're going to apply a low pass filter. So I'm going to turn on the filter and you can select any of the 4 low passes here. I particularly like the low pass 24. It gives you the fattest sound. And then bring the cutoff down around 100 to 200. So that's going to take out all that high end. And you can bring the resonance up a little bit and also the drive. Now we're going to apply an LFO to the filter to automate the cutoff. So we're going to go under LFO 1 and then drag that over to cutoff. And then drag that horseshoe icon down so you can bring the mount down. We don't want it all the way up. Okay, great. Now we don't want the LFO to oscillate. We're simply using this as an envelope. So under LFO 1 where it says ENV, that turns the LFO into an envelope. So it only goes through it once. The reason why we use the LFO instead of the envelope is actually the LFO allows us to have multiple points, whereas the envelopes were limited to 1 attack and 1 decay. And what we're going to apply with the LFO is what I call the V-shaped LFO. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the first point here all the way to the top left, and then we're going to add a point and another point. So you have 3 points here, 1, 2, 3. We're going to bring the second one all the way down here and the third one up. So now we have a V shape here, and that's how you get that growl sound. You get that bwah, bwah. Now we want to adjust the rate to 1 bar. And now we'll have to adjust the points to fit our notes. So it's important to actually hear the beat so we can actually hear how we want this growl to articulate. So I'm just going to go in and make sure I have a note here. I'm going to play an F0. Now we can see through the LFO as the note plays where the note ends up on the LFO. So look for that line as it plays. So it moves up to here, which means we got to close up our V so we can meet that line, right? Better, okay. Now with the V, you can experiment with where the bottom is. So if you have it here, so you get of a slower decay and then a faster attack. I tend to like the more quicker decay and the slower attack. So you get that. Yeah, there we go. Now you can experiment with the slope of the lines here. So you can drag that middle dot up. Right. You can get a sharper sound if you make it a little more convex and concave for a more rounder sound. You can do the same to the other slope as well. Sounding good. Now that we have our growl sculpted and we like the sound, it's on to moving into the effects section. And the first thing is to enable the compressor. We're going to bring it all the way up here. And then we're going to turn on multiband. And adjust the gain accordingly. The multiband compression tends to be pretty intense, so I would suggest to use it sparingly. That's sounding good already. And then we're going to turn on the hyper dimension to give it some width. Since the unison mode has centered our sound, we're going to have to add some hyper dimension to give it some spread. So I'm going to use unison mode 3. Bring down the mix a little. Okay, that's sounding good. Maybe I'm going to tweak the cutoff and drive a little bit. So you can tweak it to further sculpt your drive, depending on how much growl you want. I tend to like the more subtle ones like that, where it's a little more muted. And then you'll have to adjust the amount here accordingly based on where your cutoff is set. And then play with the resonance. Okay, sounding good so far. Now I'm going to go and add some saturation. So under audio effects, I'm going to try Ableton stock saturator. Now we had to be careful with this. It gets pretty loud. So we're going to have to compensate by bringing the output down a bit. Okay, now the next step is we want to remove all the low end because we already have a bass line. So simply we want the sound as the top. So you're going to bring in EQ8 and then I'm going to shave off all that low end using a high pass here and then usually anywhere 110 and down. Sometimes 200 is good. Okay, and you can see the V shape in the waveform. It goes down and up like a V. Okay, and then we're gonna add some delay. So I like echo, bring it down to around 15%. And then I'm gonna increase the high pass here, so I don't want any of that low end. So I'm just using this high pass parameter to filter the delay. Maybe up to 200. And then lastly, I'm going to bring some reverb. I'm going to go into vintage verb and then bring the mix down to around 10. Bring the low cut around 200. Get rid of that low end. Now to give the mid bass a little more articulation, you can add a second variation of the mid bass, and that's what I did here. So I'll play what I have on this second one. This one I'm actually playing an octave higher. And what's happening here is I've added a second LFO. So I went into LFO 2, and this one is actually performing as an LFO and not an envelope. So it is oscillating. So that's playing on the second bar at the end here. So when you have that second variation of your mid bass, now you have a little more variation or articulation on the mid bass. You have one that goes more normal here, and then you have another one that has an LFO. Actually, I'm going to hear how this sounds an octave up. That sounded pretty good. All right, hope that helps. I've been getting a lot of requests for this kind of growler mid bass for minimal drum and bass. So there you have it. Some simple steps for you to master. Definitely a lot more that can go into designing mid bass, but really want you guys to get the basics first. Let me know how you guys did in the comments section, and make sure to like and subscribe if you found value, and please share it if you do enjoyed it. And remember, let's get it up to 200 likes, and then I'm going to give away the preset for free. So keep practicing, and we'll see you at the next video.